1,000 titles. Here's an iHeartRadio podcast preview.
You know that couple that seems too good to be true?
Danny was a phenomenal person, kind of a larger-than-life person.
She was a goofy woman.
Had 1 million friends on Facebook and so forth.
Successful.
Dan could have been a professor, a journalist, a lawyer.
As you know, she published a novel.
Good looking.
Tall, long dark hair and these green eyes, big, bright smile.
But those couples, they're never as perfect as they seem.
She never really addressed conflict. So if he had done something to bother her, she kind of buried it.
And when things go bad, they go really bad.
I think he was surprised that he didn't know his wife better.
From Wondery, I'm Matthew Scher. A few years ago, I wrote a story for GQ about an Orthodox rabbi in New York City who helped get people out of bad marriages. One of his catchphrases was, a divorce or a funeral. It was a crazy story. But then I learned about one of the lawyers on the case, which led me to an even crazier story. One about a couple down in Tallahassee, Florida.
Sleepy southern town, I would say. I think a lot of people don't realize that it's actually the capital.
A couple that seemed so perfect until one of them ended up dead.
Baby, you're guilty. You've got his scent on your hand.
Tally, the first season of Over My Dead Body, is out now.
Listen and follow this podcast for free on the iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts all in one.
841 and K-Fire. Guns in the 701. Gentlemen, how are you? Oops. Got to push a couple of buttons here to be able to hear you. There we go. Sorry.
There, that's a little better.
Good grief. Oh, good help is so hard to find, and that's why they ended up with me 26 and a half years ago. But anyway. So I honestly did not know there was an American Suppressor Association, but thank God there is.
Yeah, absolutely, Todd. They do a lot of great work. They've actually got some states to drop some regulations, further regulation they wanted to put on suppressors or outright ban them. So, yeah, I follow those guys a lot. They do a lot of great work for us.
But those guns are noisy.
They are noisy. That's exactly why I love suppressors, Todd. And that's exactly why American Doctors of Audiology, this is a group of professionals who actually care about your hearing. They came out in support of a new Hearing Protection Act that's sponsored by Republican Jeff Duncan out of South Carolina and Mike Crapo of Idaho. You know, the rationale simple here, Todd. Suppressors are a tool that can help prevent noise-induced hearing loss and other hearing damage. And I have a number of suppressors, Todd. They are great. Shoot them around people, and they love them, man. And people always want them. But the problem is, and what the Hearing Protection Act would change, Todd, is that when you buy one, you have to wait, man, sometimes longer than a year, and you got to pay the government their $200 quote tax stamp. It's blood money that was put in there in the National Firearms Act in the 30s. It's an archaic law that needs to go away, because there's no drawback to suppressors, Todd. They're not silent like the movies that have you believe. I mean, if you get a 22 with subsonic rounds, those are pretty quiet, but like, you know, your 223 or whatever, it definitely knocks the sound off to where it doesn't hurt your ears, but it's by far from silent. And I think this is a great idea. There's still some states that outright just ban suppressors, and no surprise, they're all blue states: Hawaii, California, Illinois, New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Delaware, and, of course, Washington, D.C. And suppressors have been around for quite a long time, though, haven't they, Clayton? Been around a long, long time. And let's not forget that the Hearing Protection Act actually was in Congress already once before in 2016. And that's when we still owned the House and the Senate. But unfortunately, people like McConnell and Rhino Ryan, both of them guys actually tanked it because they weren't going to let anything that Trump supported come through. And that is really what happened. I was involved with that at the time still. And President Trump was ready to sign that legislation. He said, get it to my desk. And they tanked it. They did not let it get through either House. And so it died, in Congress. And then
we lost the House and the Senate after that.
I'm surprised the government doesn't mandate you, doesn't require you to use those for your own protection. Yeah. It's like seatbelts, you know? It's like, nope, you got to do it.
Well, you kind of look at
all
other
about
countries.
Safety.
Yeah, look at other countries that have strict gun control law. I mean, they don't have a Second Amendment, but yet they have suppressors readily available for the exact reason that the doctors here who sent their letter from the Academy of Doctors of Audiology for hearing protection. It prevents hearing loss. You can go over to Africa. There's a good example. South Africa. Go over there on a safari, and you can buy them off the shelf like you would a magazine or a gun strap or anything. It's insane that here in the United States we can't get them readily available on a store shelf so that we can have this tool to help our hearing out. It's insane.
I'm a little surprised government doesn't take the tactic of, nope, you have to have one on there. It's illegal to shoot one without one on there because you might damage think of the children, you know, or whatever. Use whatever scare tactic you want.
Yeah.
Well, they always claim that they're about, I got a call coming in my book.
Oh, and there he goes.
Are we losing? You'll have to call back.
It's the Clay Show, everybody. Hey. You snooze, you lose. You hang up, you leave the show. I'm just kidding. He'll call back when he's good and ready, I suppose. Hey,
I'm with you, Todd. It kind of surprises me, though, that our federal government in the state they're in, you'd think that'd be one thing they'd want you to have. But
this is that they're so protectionist, and it's like, well, then, I mean, there's even some logic to this, at least. I mean, it's far more logical than some of the stuff they do. If anything, it's completely illogical to say, nope, you cannot have it, you know, quieted down. It has to be as loud as we possibly can. Oh, really? Okay.
No, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me at all either.
We have a caller here. Hi, K-Fire.
Yeah, it's just me, Todd. I got cut off there. One of my buddies called me when I was on the radio show. Hey, thanks for listening, buddy. I appreciate it.
Hey, I hear you on the radio. Yeah, quit calling me while I'm on the radio. Jeez.
Yeah, so I'm back. Yeah.
All right. Hey, what the heck is Eric Church's problem?
Well, he's been anti-Second Amendment for some time, and of course we pointed this out one other time, and we thought we'd just bring it back, being the state fair is coming up, and just to let everybody know that Eric Church is not a Second Amendment guy. In fact, he's made comments that he emphasized he's not an NRA member. He doesn't think anybody should have that many guns. And this all goes back to the Las Vegas shootings during the Route 91 harvest when that took place. And he don't think you should have AK-47s. You don't need 10,000 rounds of ammunition, which, boy, that'd put me in a bind if I couldn't have that many in my house.
Boy, are you that bad a shot, or?
Just prepared. When everyone was looking for ammo, I wasn't.
That would be my need for 10,000, because the first 9,999 might have missed in my case. But so does Eric Church's security have guns, or do they just, is it kung fu, or what do they do?
Oh, I would imagine they got firearms. Usually those that don't want us to have them, it's always rules for thee, but not for thou.
Exactly.
Doggone it. And Todd, all the stuff Churches, he goes through the typical leftist talking points of background checks and all this other stuff. And guess what, Todd? The guy who did the shooting in Vegas, he went through every gun control law there was on the books to get it to acquire his firearms.
Well, then we need bigger gun control laws then. The laws are not sufficient. Pound the podium as you say it, too, you know?
Yeah.
And he claims that, Clay said, I'm a Second Amendment guy, and then he blames the NRA for being this roadblock to the gun show loophole, which all these mass shooters, not one of them used the quote gun show loophole. Pretty much every one of these guys throughout the years has went through a background check and every other lot to get guns. And of course, like Clay said, he blames the NRA. And not only the NRA, he blamed their members. He said if he was an NRA member, he'd question real hard if he wanted to be that in the next 3, 4, or 5 years, because then you're associated with what the NRA believes. And don't forget, Eric Church told Rolling Stone he voted for Obama and refused to vote for Donald Trump, which doesn't come as a shock to me.
Me neither.
One more concert to skip, I guess. And the great thing to say to your fan base there. Guess you don't really care about them either, right?
I guess he hasn't learned his lesson.
Apparently not.
Companies that have been going woke and they're not doing so good. Well, I hope that happens to Eric Church too.
Clay, he said in the same interview there, he admitted the rant would cause some backlash. You know what he said? I don't care. And guess what? Here he is coming to a concert in a very pro-Second Amendment, gun-owning state. And guess what? People aren't going to care. I guarantee you there's going to be people who own AKs and thousands of rounds of ammo that are going to go to Eric Church and sit there and get drunk and have a great time. That's just great. Meanwhile, that guy's up on the stage going against what you believe in. They should go to the Finger Death Punch or Brad Paisley.
Or go to the one that Todd just had on before we came on, talking about the Bellamy brothers. Now, there's a solid group of conservative guys. Go see them. Way better.
There you go.
The state fair. They're going to be at the other festival you were advertising there.
Indie Country Fest. It's the next couple of nights out in New Salem. In fact, I'm going to be heading out there a little bit later on. Guns in the 701 here on K-Fires 851. So how did the July 4th weekend work out as far as violence in those gun control heavy cities? That math's been working out real well for him, hasn't it?
You want to take lead? Go ahead, Jamie.
Yeah, sure. So, we had a bunch of shootings go down over the Independence Day weekend here. Of course, 30 people were shot in Baltimore at a block party there at 12:30 a.m. Sunday. And guess what, Clay and Todd? Baltimore already has an assault weapons ban, high-capacity mag ban, universal background checks, all kinds of stuff. 32 people from Friday to Monday in Democrat-run Chicago. 3 of the shooting victims died. Illinois has every gun control law you can think of. Didn't work. Philadelphia, they had a gender-confused person there go on a shooting spree, left 4 men dead, killed a bunch of people. BLM supporter, obviously a huge leftist. And guess what? Here comes Joe Biden again on Independence Day. We got to ban assault weapons, high-capacity magazines. We got to require safe storage laws and of course, Clay, the PLCA, the Protection of Lawful Commerce Act, which Joe Biden lies about all the time. And there was also a shooting, I forgot, down in Fort Worth, Texas. Multiple gunmen just firing into a crowd, killing 3 people. I looked into it. Pretty much all of these are gang-related stuff unless you go with the one who is a gender-confused leftist. So, and then Biden comes out with the same old, Clayton.
Yeah, and how many times have we seen this? You have the mentally ill people. They talk about mental health. Well, it's being perpetrated by the left in so many ways today and trying to be made normal. And those are the people that seem to be, losing it, going off their rocker and doing these acts of evil. It's not working out so well, is it?
Guns in the 701 here on K-Fire.
Hey, tread harder.
Hey, what's going to be coming to the North Dakota State Fair? What's going on there?
We got the Commie Eric Church.
So what we should do is line up right outside the fair with the AKs and.
There you go.
I don't know about that.
We'd definitely make a news clip, wouldn't we?
Well, if you go to Eric Church, wear your Guns in the 701 T-shirt, your cap, or an NRA T-shirt just to tweak him out up there on stage.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, set up your table right across the street from the fair entrance, and make sure you got all your Guns in the 701 apparel. Okay, I wasn't going to go to that concert, but maybe now you gave me an excuse to go.
There you go.
Wear your shirt, Todd. You know what shirt to wear, buddy.
Absolutely. Guns in the 701. When's the new stuff hit?
I'm going to hit right away up on the website, www.gunsinthE701.com. Of course, you can find us on iHeart. best platform out there for streaming, and I know people are listening. So, and then Monday morning we'll be with Jay Dillon over at KFIR Plus streaming on In the Crosshairs. We got a pretty good show coming up over there, I do believe.
I'm gonna hit Jay up for that shooting contest between you and him, the Battle of the KFYR.
Hey, bring it.
We're gonna do it.
Bring it.
We're gonna do it with suppressors too, buddy. We're gonna do it with suppressors.
Jay's gonna need him because he's been known to lean a little to the left, so his ears might hurt when he fires one of those things. So
Jay sounds like he's pretty jacked up about suppressors. We've talked to him a few times, so we're gonna hit that up. And don't forget, go to our Facebook page or YouTube channel. We got all kinds of shooting videos up there too. A lot of shorts you can check out, or longer videos, reviews and whatnot. We shot some ballistic gel. I got a video up of that yesterday. And don't forget, when you go to our website, click on that tab and check out our supporters and our sponsors, and feel free to go there and support those businesses.
All right. Guns to the 701. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
You too. Thanks,
Thank you, Todd.
All right.